That's a beautiful shot of the U.S. Capitol from Dag's drone works. Hey, everybody, welcome to this SFL action between the DC Dragons and the Baltimore Vultures. Hey, everyone, welcome. I'm your play-by-play commentator today, Damon Simeon, and I have alongside me my main man and good buddy, Eddie Gage. And we also have Justin Reside, who will be joining us tonight as well, who will be on Stats Summary. We have Shan Varner on stats along with Aaron Gooden. Thank you guys once again for being here with us tonight. Hey Eddie, these two teams are basically in the hunt for that North Division. Baltimore clinches with a win and also a playoff spot. Tell me your expectations for this game tonight.
SFL Nation, y'all know what it is. I can't wait to call a game at the convention, but until then, look to your neighbor to the left and right of you and say it along with me. What up, though? Demond, we got a classic going on this afternoon, and I spoke to both the coaches of both these teams. Speaking of DC, they had one thing in mind and one thing in mind only, trying to contain Warren Murray. He's been a dog these past couple of weeks, leading the SFL in average yards per carry. Their main objective is to stop him. Talking to Destro, he said he put more time into preparing for this game than he has any game in his entire coaching career. Going to be a great matchup for him. Speaking with TJ Speaks, owner of Baltimore, they got the same thing in mind. They're worried about Kevin Say. We'll see how it all shakes out.
Wow. These two teams have some great history here in the SFL, and they've only matched up twice due to Baltimore coming back as a different organization. Instead of the Baltimore Crabs, they came back as the Baltimore Vultures. And the two times they met, the first time the score was 33 Baltimore, 27 DC. The second time was 30 Baltimore, 27 DC. Can DC get over that 27-point mark? I guess there's only one way to find out. And the ball is on the tee. Boot it. We got kickoff. We're live. Here is Kanye Rockefeller on the return from inside the 5-yard spin move. And Kanye is tackled and brought down at the 28.
Kanye, a dangerous return man here in the SFL. He's made a living returning kickoff returns for touchdowns. So just to get him on the ground has to be a welcome sight for special teams coordinator over there in Baltimore.
Had a kickoff return versus Houston back in season 16. And man, did that turn the ball game around.
It sure did.
Here is a F-Wing Jokers.
Yeah.
Surprised to see that from DC. There's a spin move by Kevin Say. Picks up the first down. Another spin move before he's being tackled and brought at the 44.
And on the very first play of this game, we see what Baltimore's talking about because Kevin Say, he's a beast on the ground as well as in the passing game. You drop back to defend all those receivers out wide, and next thing you know, Kevin Say is bursting them forward for a first down.
DC offense, we have Shabazz Synergy as the quarterback. Kevin Say is the running back. Chris Britton is the fullback. Wide receivers are Gus Scott, Mike Churchill, Jeff Banfield, Josh Gill, and tight end Lauren Prococo. Here's a play action here by Shabazz, and there's an out route completed, and that is to his tight end, wide receiver, Jeff Banfield.
Denver took that play, and now that most teams in the SFL have a star fullback, a lot of them have adapted that play and stole it from the two.
Baltimore's defensive ends, we have Joe Duncan, Al Walker. Defensive tackles is Nate Brown and Sarian Yates the fourth. Linebackers are Frank Smith. We'll get to them in just a minute. Here's Kevin Say, handoff to the top of the field, spin move, and on the other side of the field now in Baltimore's territory at the 39-yard line.
3 plays into this contest, and we've already got DC, as you just said it, on Baltimore's side of the field, looking to strike.
Linebackers inside, Frank Smith. Outside, Alvin Mack and Devon King. Enzo Bolt, Marvin Hims, Ben Stacking Paper, and Elijah Warfield are your cornerbacks. Giovanni Boat and Troy LaShaw are the safety. There's an out route to the top of the field, and that is completed. Looks like Mike Churchill. It is.
DC came out here not playing any games. Baltimore, in this high-flying offense of theirs, you got to put up points, and DC is looking to make advantage of this first opportunity.
And can't forget about the special teams for these two teams. I have Shark Tarkenton is the kicker for Baltimore, along with punter Sam Shepard. And the kicker for DC is Paul T. Here's a handoff here to Say, and Say is only going to pick up a yard. 3rd and 4 at Baltimore's 33 now, Eddie.
Yes, in field goal range, but they want to try and take advantage of this and try to find a way to convert here on 3rd down.
Absolutely agree with you. DC, all gray uniforms, smoke gray that is. The lid, the jersey, the pants. The socks are all black. Vultures, red hat, white shirt, white pants with red trim. Here's Sebastian Energy. Oh, that pass is tipped it away. Incomplete. I couldn't get a jersey number on the deflection, but this is going to be a field goal attempt here for Baltimore. I'm sorry, for DC now.
Yeah, Partey's going to come out here and try to put DC on the board first.
Partey, 6 foot, 212 pounds. Pretty tall for a kicker. When the SFL, we have large humans. Gage, this is going to be a 49-yard attempt, and it's good. Right down the middle. DC gets on the board first. Pretty sure they wanted to get inside the end zone, Gage, but they just couldn't do so, and they had to settle for 3.
Yeah, they started out hot, and then Baltimore made a couple of adjustments and brought out the field goal team for DC, but they do strike first and get 3 on the board.
Justin Reside, can you give us a recap of the drive summary and let us know your input on that drive by DC?
That drive summary, 7 plays, 35 yards, 3 of 4 passing by Sebastian Energy, finishing off with a 49-yard field goal, just a few yards short of Partey's long of 52, and now he's 6 for 6 on this for the season.
Outstanding. Thank you so much, Justin, for that recap of the drive summary. Here's Baltimore's offense. Quarterback, Jack Wigmore. Warren Murray is the halfback. Fullback is T-Roy Gaines. Wide receivers, Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, Mac Chima. Tight ends, Lloyd Graham Jr. and John Michael Sutter. Into the defense of DC here. Here's Wigmore. Wigmore got a man right down the middle. First down at Baltimore's 36. On to tackle, it looks like 28. Kappa Jones.
50X spot. It seems like every team in the SFL has this in their playbook. So if you're going to be successful defensively, you have to find ways to limit the production of that play.
Well, I guess the only thing you got to do is look at the last play of the Houston and Mexico City game, because they walked off with INT on. And Houston came out in that 50X spot, and it was over. Here's Wigmore underneath the center. Sorry. It's a handoff here to Warren Murray. Warren Murray spin move, breaks a tackle or 2. Picks up 9 yards there. Now at Baltimore's 45.
And it looks like DC came out there in a delayed blitz. It looked like a run blitz. And he ran right past Warren Murray, which allowed him to pick up those yards.
Nice run there by Warren Murray. Warren Murray's in MVP talks. Shocked to hear that. Here's Murray. Oh, great, outstanding defense by the Dragons. And you got to give credit on that tackle to Riley Hughes. And then we get the DC defense. Saeed Gore and John Gray are the defensive ends. Isaac Forrester and Benny Butcher are the defensive tackles. Linebackers, Declan O'Rourke, Riley Hughes, Aaron Gooden. The cornerbacks, John DeSantis, Ty Wood, Peanut Say, Darrell Bullock. Here's Warren Murray right up the middle of the field. Murray picks up the first down. Kanye Rockefeller and Kappa Jones are the safeties. Sorry, Eddie. Go ahead, buddy.
And that time, DC actually pinched down inside, but Warren Murray was still able to fight through the blocks.
Oh, look at that block by Gaines.
Yeah, great job.
Oh, man. Then he went and pushed somebody else. Wow. T-Roy. Nice, outstanding blocking there. Weak eye formation, pro here. 3-step drop, out route to the bottom of the field. They got a receiver, and it's Mac Chima.
And you can find these Baltimore receivers all day long right there hugging that sideline. They make a living with these out routes, 50X spots, deep outs, anything that's going to the outer track. That's where you can find them.
This all gray by DC is hot. We'll single back. Tight flip. Triple. 5-step drop here by Wigmore. Got it en route. Pick up the first down. Now they're in DC territory at the 30. And that is a reception by Ivory Irvin.
It's funny you talk about that. That was 50Z drag rub, and we just talked about that last week when we called the Baltimore game as how DC cannot stand defending this play, and sure enough, Baltimore has it in their playbook.
Yeah, Baltimore loves that drag rub. Here's Wigmore underneath the center. Hand off her to Murray. Murray stopped in the backfield. John Gary.
John Gary, I'm not sure if he was in a huddle or what, but he knew the exact snap count. It was off out of his stance before the left tackle got up and made the tackle for loss.
Oh, man. Outstanding play there by Gary. Keep his head on the swivel. Eyes right in the backfield. Split back pro. 3-step drop. Dump it off to Murray. Murray tries a spin move. Picks up 2 yards. Nowhere to go after that.
90-yard slants, and all too often, the quarterback checks it down to the back when a tight end is open. Not sure why, but seems to be a common thing across this league.
Riley Hughes on the tackle. So look at him. Here's the formation everybody's using in SFL.
Yeah.
Gun tray open. Could be 50 XA post. No, it's 90-yard slants. Right down the middle. Daly Holder dropped it. Oh, he made the reception. Oh, I thought I heard it drop. It's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, DC tried to defend that play by playing man defense, and the slant seems to me, and always has been, probably always will be, the toughest play to defend when you're playing man coverage.
Yeah, it is. And Baltimore comes out. This could be the I-jacks or I-loads. Normally teams like to go weak ISO. Oh, there's a false start by DC, and they stopped him in the backfield. But Baltimore's going to accept this, and they're going to pick up the first, Gage.
4th down, and they were trying to call that bluff, and sure enough, DC jumped.
Yeah, and that's Gary, his first encroachment of the day. He was just hungry to get in the backfield again.
He anticipated the snap count really well early in this drive, and this time he jumped us just a bit too soon.
Absolutely. DeSantos. He's been having a pretty good season. DeSantos, that is. Looks like man coverage here by DC. They're going to go bump. Oh, they knocked him off the route. Who was that corner? 24. Peanut Say. Man. Did you see that, Gage?
I sure did. It was press coverage, and I think he had inside leverage, so there was nowhere for the receiver to go, but right into his lap. And Baltimore's lucky that was a mistake because he threw that into some dangerous traffic.
Yeah, because he went inside, and when he tried to come back outside, Peanut Say was there, and he put a hand on him. It was still within 5 yards. There you go again, same play. This time, Daly Holder.
And that time, DC looked like they were playing off man, and they ran that 50X spot again, and the corner made a dangerous decision, anticipating he was going to cut inside. No help outside. It's amazing that wasn't a first down.
It's going to be 3rd and 8 at Washington's 15. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. Here is 90-yard slants. No one open. Dumps it off in the backfield. Nice stiff form by Murray. Does not pick up the first. And look who it is on the tackle. It's Riley Hughes again.
That's going to bring up a 4th down, and we'll see if Baltimore threatens to come out here again.
Riley Hughes is playing that outside spot better than anyone. Can't say better than anyone that I've ever seen because I've seen some outstanding outside LBs. But he's playing pretty good. There's a 23-yard field goal by Baltimore, and they get on the board, all tied at 3. Now, Eddie, this goes back to last week, but that we saw Las Vegas give Baltimore some trouble in the beginning of that game, and then they caught fire later on.
They did. It was a tight first half and even to that third quarter. But at some point, Baltimore's offense woke up and put that game away.
Let's go to Justin Reside for a drive summary. Justin, please chime in with us and give us your thoughts on that drive by Baltimore.
Baltimore had a 34-yard field goal made on a 14-play, 36-yard drive. And right now, Jack Wigmore is a perfect 8 for 8 for a QBR of 90.6.
Wow, 8 for 8, Gage. You ever went 8 for 8?
I'll comment on that later.
It's for jokers. I mean, not jokers. I'm calling the wrong formations. That's a pass completed for a first down. The one that that's to Josh Gill. Nice throw there by Sebastian Synergy.
That was split spread, Damon.
I was looking at the running backs. I didn't want even paying attention to the receivers.
Started my career off as a quarterback, and despite me being short, the coach tried and tried again, but I just could not see over the offensive line.
Now becoming a far wing jokers. 2 steps out, drop here by Sabaz, dumps it off to Pokoko. Pokoko picks up 6. Here's a story, Eddie. I'll let you go chime in on the play, then I'll chime in on it.
That's okay. Baltimore is still just trying to get things figured out as far as what DC is trying to accomplish here offensively. Playing conservative right now.
I'll get to it after this play here. Here's split wing jokers. Sebastian Synergy underneath the center. Handoff here to the fullback. Just a yard short. Great run there by Chris Britton, though.
Yeah, it was. He actually showed some elusiveness as well for a fullback.
Speaking of 8-8, I can remember when I played in Pop Warner, and I think I played for the JV team. I played for the Falcons. And when the season was over with, my quarterback, my coach said, "Boy, I play quarterback." He said, "You have thrown more interceptions than any player that I've ever coached in my life."
I'm surprised he gave you that opportunity if you keep throwing them. I would have been pulled you up out of there.
Oh, man. And then we only played one team the entire season, and that was the Martin Luther King Oilers. And a lot of the other teams dropped out of the league that season for our division.
Look out.
Oh, that was almost blocked. Here's Giovanni Bolt. Man, for that dude to be so skinny, how you run that guy over?
Leverage. He had the angle on him.
Absolutely. Let's call in Reside. Let us know about Baltimore's drive. What did you see that they may have could have done different for that drive to continue?
Yeah, it's like DC could have probably ran Seymour because looked like Baltimore had open spots for Say to run, but I'm guessing they didn't. Sabaz was just throwing the ball to, conserve a little energy for a Say run later on.
I'm surprised to see DC in this 3-3 defense, and man, the middle of the field was wide open for Matt Chima to get that reception and pick up the first down. Now at Baltimore's 29-yard line.
Boy, was it ever. I mean, they came out in this 2-man defense yet again, and great separation by the receiver to get open and pick up a first down.
Absolutely. Nice reception and turn right up field for Mac Chima. So look at the wide receiver there. 1st and 10 for Baltimore. Looks like man coverage here for the defense. 3-3. And there's an out route. And that pass is caught and complete. Oh, he runs a guy over and keeps head up field before being knocked out of bounds at the 47. Is that Mac Chima? Yes, it was.
3-3. That was actually cover 12 that time, Damon. They bailing up out of there, trying to keep everything in front of them. And Jack Wigmore is doing a beautiful job taking what the defense gives him.
Mac Chima, 3 for 3. 3 targets, 3 receptions. Was actually 4 for 4. It's Kanye Rockefeller there. And Baltimore comes out in the F-wing jokers. That's going to be end of the first quarter there. Hey, everybody, thank you for watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We'll be right back. And here we are. We're not going anywhere. Shotgun formation. Split pro. Here for the Vultures. Two-step drop by Wigmer. Out route to the top of the field. That man is wide open. Mac Chambers tries to spin move. Nowhere to go. But he gets his team cross the field and DC's territory. I think they're at the 38.
Yeah, and if DC is going to have any success against Baltimore, they're going to have to get after that two-man defense because they continue to burn him with that 50X spot as he is unable to swivel his hips and get around and defend.
Mac Chima Mac and Cheese is what they call him in the locker room over in Baltimore. Nice zoom in there. Center back left. Slot pro. Slot pair. There's an out route to the tight end. That pass is caught. And that is to John Michael Sutton.
90 tight end slant. One of the few times you'll see Baltimore running routes with the primary receiver inside the numbers, but they do it better than anybody when they do.
I-Pro Wing Joke is here for Baltimore. ISO Pro, weak ISO. Sorry, that is. To Warren Murray, nowhere to go. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
They brought the corners in tight to protect the run outside. Kept the three linebackers pinched inside. Nowhere for the running back to go.
If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategizes are being executed in real time by simulation as real-life players compete for the virtual gridiron. And there's a sack on Whitmore. He's going to lose about 7 yards there. Tackled at the 37. This is going to knock Baltimore out of field goal range.
Yeah, it'll be about a 53, 54-yarder from here. I don't think they want to take that risk here early on. They're going to try and pin DC deep.
For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. I missed that first quarter ad read. And there's the punt there. And this is going to be... Oh! He could have put DC right inside the 5. But I guess he was unaware of his whereabouts and just ran right into the end zone.
Yeah, all too often, I would have loved to see Marvin Himes just kind of take that ball and bat it back toward the defense.
Yeah.
And pin them deep.
Reside, what did you see on that drive?
Yeah, that was a good drive by Baltimore, but DC stopping him, getting him out of field goal range. It was real good. And here's the last game that DC played. Kanye Rockefeller had 98 yards on his punt returns last time out against Arizona.
That's good news there.
Not for me, it ain't.
No, not for Arizona and the staff, but for DC, that's promising. So look at Kevin Say. Eddie, I think they got to get Kevin Say more involved. The last drive, I don't even think Say had a carry on the drive. There's a 5-step drop here by Synergy. That pass is deflected away. And that is Frank Smith.
That play may have been deflected, but I love, did you see how quick? He must be an athletic quarterback because he got to that 5th step really quick, and that ball was out of his hands.
It was out. You're absolutely right. Split back wing Jokers here for DC. Everybody on the line of scrimmage here for Baltimore. Oh, he got it out. Oh. Tipped it. Oh, not going to bring it in. Intended for Lauren Prococo. It was like a strong tight end swing.
Tight end swing, but Lauren was unable to hold on to it. That ball did have some loft under it, and yeah, I just wonder if she was thinking about Ben stacking paper come later boom on her because she definitely heard footsteps.
Yeah, Synergy, as he was releasing it, he got hit, and you're right, he did put some air underneath it, and that could have been dangerous. Due to Prococo bobbling in it, the corner could have basically, picked that ball off. Gun straight, 3-2 is the defense. Baltimore playing off. Here's Synergy. Nice dump. Picks up the first down. And I think that's the Lauren Pococo.
Cover 4.
No, it's not. Mike Churchill.
Cover 4. Baltimore brought the blitz from the slot corner, unable to get to Shabazz in time. Dumps it off to the receiver for a pickup and a nice first down.
I've seen some teams blitz that slot corner out of the 3-2, and they got home. Some can do it, some can't. Oh, nice pitch and catch there from Synergy to Prococo.
Went right back to her and said, hey, don't get down to yourself. I know you dropped that last one, but I'm going to come right back to you, and renews her confidence.
Absolutely. 2nd and 4 here for DC. They're getting some things going. Haven't seen Kevin Say yet, in the run game on this drive, but hey, DC is moving the ball. F-wing Jokers, look for 58 screen weak. No one's out in the flat. Say picks up the first down, crosses midfield, down to the 48 of Baltimore.
Thus far in this contest, Kevin Say has not had much success on the ground, though he hasn't really had the opportunities, but Shabazz continues to look for him in the passing game.
Yeah, you're right about that, as Say only had 3 carries. But check this out. He has 20 yards on those 3 carries. That's an average of 6.7.
Maybe they're saving him for the second half.
They come on F-wing Jokers again. There's Say. First down at the 30 to the 25.
Kevin Say continues to be fed along these sidelines with these receptions here. Baltimore's playing a bend but don't break defense and trying to force Shabazz into a mistake.
You know what? I think this is a great game plan by DC. Baltimore knows that what type of running back that DC has. So DC says, okay, you're going to be expecting us to give the ball to Say more and more and more. Well, let's go ahead and switch it up. We're going to give it to him, but it's going to be in a passing game. Gun tray open. There's a pass down the middle of the field. Got a completion. First down, DC. Churchill just crossed Hollywood Boulevard.
As the stats team tells us right now in the chat in our Discord server, that was the first time Baltimore punted all game. DC takes advantage of it. Baltimore comes out in his press look, and anytime they come out with that 5-yard receiver set, the man you want to look to is that slot receiver. DC gets it and makes him pay for it.
Absolutely. Here's an extra point attempt here by Party. I mean, what a drive by DC. No rushing attempts on that drive for Kevin Say, but he was heavy involved in the passing game out in the flats. Extra point attempt is up and good. And let's go to Justin Reside with a recap of the drive.
Yeah, this DC drive was a 8-play, 81-yard drive, finishing off with a 28-yard touchdown pass. And here's an individual stat that's amazing. Even though Shabazz Energy is right now 10 for 14, he now has a 119.9 quarterback rating.
Wow. Thanks, Justin Reside, for the sideline reporting. You're doing an awesome job on these summary drives. Here's Giovanni Boat, tackling ball down at the 26. Esports TV has partnered with the SFL to bring sim football to millions of homes over the next 2 years. ESTV is the world's first 24/7 live linear and an avid esports channel available everywhere. Through your smart TV, on your phone, through Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. Visit ESTV.com to learn more about its programming and to find all ways you can catch the SFL action. There's a pass deflection right across the middle of the field by the DC Dragons on the network ESTV, the 24/7 leader in sports.
Damon, so what you're saying is there is no place you can be in the world and not watch SFL games.
That's absolutely correct. The crazy thing about this, Eddie, is that last night I was on Twitter and I saw the network itself tweet out their partnership with the SFL. I was excited.
Awesome.
Here is Wigmore on a 5-step drop. Ball comes out. Oh, right over the head of number 24. And Mac Chima gets to the other side of the field into DC's territory at the 46. That was Peanut say. That ball just sailed over his head.
Mac Chima has been putting in work all throughout this contest. That's his sixth catch already for 93 yards. And for whatever reason, DC came out, tried to deflect that ball out the air. Now the defender was close, and they made an ill-advised attempt to swat that ball away.
And on the previous play was Jack Wigmore's first incomplete of the game. He's now 14 of 13. They go I-twins, two-step drop, dumps it off here to Murray in the flat. Nobody's out there. Spin move, almost breaks both tackles there on that spin. And it's like Kanye Rockefeller comes away with the tackle.
Jack Wigmore is on his game today. Coming into this contest this week, Damon, Jack Wigmore is first in completion percentage and QBR. Has the fourth most TD passes, all while throwing the fourth least amount of interceptions.
How is that? I saw that the other day. I think I saw the guy only had 10 picks the entire season. There's a handoff here to Murray. Oh! Murray, man, jumps over a guy and he gets speared.
He made the first tackle a miss, but he paid the price for it when he cut back inside.
Riley Hughes come in with a Goldberg spear. Split back wing jokers. 4-3 is the defense. Handoff here to Gaines, and Gaines picks up the first down. Big number 34.
Damon, you and I were talking pregame, and just to alert the public just how dynamic this duo is, we need to start calling them Batman and Robin. They both combined for over 19,000 rushing yards for their careers. The question is, which one is Batman and which one is Robin?
I guess whoever has the ball is Batman. That's probably the best way to say it. It's a dump off here to Warren Murray. And Warren Murray is tackled and brought down by Darrell Bullock.
Tackle for loss.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. Whoever has the ball would be Batman at the moment. It's an I formation here. Jacks or loads, either or. Handoff strong, ISO, nowhere to go for Murray. And he's tackled in the backfield. They're probably going to give him forward progress. Looks like Gary and Riley Hughes both were on the tackle.
Going to set up at 3rd down and 12 here, Damon. And coming into this game, Jack Wigmore he was sacked the second least amount of times. They're going to need to keep that trend going here on 3rd and long.
And we also have another update from the stats team that Wigmore has only been sacked 5 times all season. He's going deep, got him, man, picks up the first down to the 9-yard line, and it is Ivory Irvin.
Ivory Irvin, if he can stay on his feet, that's a touchdown. They're going to be celebrating in the end zone. But be that as it may, they are now in the SFL red zone looking to tie this ball game.
What did he trip on? Like,
I'm not sure.
Was it the turf?
His shoe came loose. I don't know.
Oh, I don't like this formation here for Baltimore. Gun straight inside the 10. They go 90-yard slants. There is a pass completed, and that is a touchdown to Lloyd Jr.
Lloyd Graham Jr., Damon, on a touchdown reception.
That's right. Lloyd Graham Jr., nice reception. A better throw from Wigmore. Look at it, got right inside of Riley Hughes and was able to get the position, put his body right in front of the defender, picks up the touchdown, and he crosses Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, you can see him using his body there to shield away the defender and make a passing lane for Jack Wigmore to get that ball to.
Here is Tarkenton for the extra point attempt to tie the game up. The kick is up, and it's good.
Jacksonville out ahead of Louisiana here early on in the first quarter, 7-0.
Have you checked out video content produced by our community lately? Catch the Sim Pod every week, SFL Crunch Time and Road to Glory every Wednesday night. SFL Nights with AJ Stryker premieres Thursday nights. Say It With Your Chest airs Fridays in Netma. You can see all week long at 7 p.m. Eastern. Every week, the live show schedule can be accessed through our Discord server at the top of the channel listing. Just look for the events tab. And man, that's Kanye Rockefeller. My goodness, what a run. down to DC's 33-yard line. Let's go to Justin Reside for a summary recap.
This drive by Baltimore was a 9-play, 84-yard drive, finished off with a Lloyd Graham Jr. touchdown. And last week, here's an interesting fact. Lloyd Graham Jr. did not get a touchdown last week in the win against Las Vegas.
And Lloyd Graham is heavily active in this DC's. That's the number 3 tackle there with the reception.
First play of the drive, and sure enough, he subbed in because those guys on special teams are exhausted from that kickoff return. I'm surprised he even held on to that football.
Yeah, normally that's the number 2 tight end in that spot, but that number 2 tight end is on the special teams, and you're right, he's tired and he has to come off the field. Here's DC and the F-Wing Jokers. There's Kevin Say out in the flat, pick up the first down. Now to the 45-yard line of DC. He took a shot at him.
He did. I think that was Troy LaShaw on that tackle. Lowered his shoulder and put him right to the ground.
Yeah, normally when you see that animation happens, the player is normally injured. But hey, that's the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on Twitch.
We got a newcomer in the chat. JITCSGO asking a lot of questions about the SFL. Look like he's interested in a coaching job.
Welcome to the SFL, buddy. Here is Synergy, and Synergy goes down. Gonna lose 3 yards on that sack. And that's Nate Brown.
Big Nate Brown on the sack. Fought through a double team to get that.
And Eddie, if I'm not mistaken, when we called Baltimore's game last week versus Vegas, Nate Brown had about 3 sacks in that game. Is that correct?
3.5 sacks, Damon.
Well, correct me. Here's a 3-3 look for Baltimore. Look at the 3 wide receivers down to the bottom of the field. Got one streaking across the middle, and that pass is going to be deflected away. Oh, man, I think that was a bad throw.
It was, but there was no one open. That was that Denver special play action play again. This time, DC defended it well. I might have to take it out of my playbook next week, Damon.
Yeah, man, that looks kind of shaky. Let's look at Himes. Here's a spread look. Here for a DC.
Look out.
Synergy. Got a man right across the middle of the field. It makes a reception, but is not going to pick up the first down. Does cross the field in Baltimore's territory, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Have to punt it away, but I credit Sebastian Synergy on that throw as he had once again a trio of Baltimore defenders in his lap, but he stayed strong and got the ball downfield.
Here comes Don Wilson to punt the ball away to Baltimore. Baltimore should have this somewhere around the 15 or 10-yard line. He's going to let the clock burn.
Yeah, smart.
I think that's very smart. There is the snap. Right at the 15. Man.
And look at Andy Hamilton in the chat, because this guy's asking a lot of questions about scouting and defense and coordinating. And Andy, Johnny on the spot, tell him, hey, when you join Discord, just hit me up, bro. I can get you on my team immediately.
The Rabbit Raccoon asked him, is there anything I want to take out of my playbook? Let us know. Man, leave me alone. Here's a 2-step drop here by Wigmore. Oh, he picks up the reception. Going to give him 3 yards there, and that's to Ivory Irvin.
Yeah, Peanuts say he's been getting victimized by Ivory Irvin on that 50X spot. He got tired of it. He finally made a good play out of it.
Second and 7. Here in the second quarter with 40 seconds left on the ticker at Baltimore's 18. They come out in a single back left pro set formation. There's a pass. Goes over the field, almost intercepted, but he dropped it.
Hit him right in his hands, and somewhere BJ Lovelace is proud of that effort.
Aaron Gooden.
Hit him right
I guess Aaron said, I can't be in 2 places at one time. He's doing stats, and he's on the field. To pick your spot.
If he continues to drop would-be interceptions like this, then Destro and company's gonna tell him, "Hey man, get out that stats truck and get over here and do your job."
Get on a jugs machine.
Now Ray's telling him he can come out for Ray too. Everyone's trying to recruit him.
Man, the recruiting process is hot in the chat zone this game. Here's a gun straight, 90 all slants. That pass is completed right. He had two options. I think he should have went to Lloyd Graham, but he went to Daily Holt instead.
Receiver there, but great time in the pocket as they came out with only 3 men rushing after the quarterback, and he had all day to wait for a defender. Excuse me, a receiver.
Nice throw there by Wigmore. 14 seconds. Baltimore still has timeout on that drive there, Eddie. Wigmore in the empty center here, and I think they're just going to let the clock burn. Oh, they're going to hand it off here to Gaines, and Gaines going to pick up a yard, and that's going to be the end of the quarter. Oh, they called a timeout with 1 second left on the clock?
They did. Mike St. Green is in the chat calling for tampering, for everyone's trying to recruit this guy.
You go out with a regular play here or Hail Mary. They're going to come out in a strong eye.
Weak tight end flex.
Yeah. They're going to hand it off here to Murray. Murray's going to lose 4 yards on that carry there as he's hitting the backfield by a host of DC Dragons. And it's Gooding on the pursuit as well, making up for that drop INT.
You got it right.
And hey, everybody, that's going to do it for the first half. We're all tied up at 10. DC Dragons hosting the Baltimore Vultures. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on Twitch, and that has to be probably the fastest halftime break that I've ever been a part of.
Had to be.
The SFL has partnered with Laser to deliver digital SFL player trading cards to its players and viewers starting this postseason exclusively on the SFL Twitch broadcast. Viewers every 30 minutes will be issued one of 18 trading cards, or you can buy the entire pack through Laser's store and receive the complete set of common, uncommon, rare, and ultra rare memorabilia. Visit laser.gg and click the Join Alpha button to connect with Twitch account. To connect your Twitch account, that is. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I want to get a good look at my card, Damon.
Man, I want one of them gold cards, reflecting and everything like that. Here is Wigmore. Wigmore is tackled in the backfield. 5-yard loss on that sack. Is it 5 or 6? And
not
Butcher.
Very often. Benny the Butcher.
Man, where's the old lineman?
They took the play off, Damon. They coming back from special teams.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say, where's the O-lineman to help the guy up or to protect him from the D-line? Taunting overneath him. Spread formation. Here's a sidearm throw here by Wigmore. Spin move! Oh my goodness, what a move by Mac Chima, Mr. 88 Club. Wigmore, 227 yards and 1 touchdown.
Mac Chima is trying to get to the Pro Bowl, for the All-Star game on this game alone, as that is now his 7th catch now. He's over 100 yards on the day.
Man, that play there's going to put him on the special on the skills competition. My, what a move there by Chima. As a look at Mac Chima's summary, 93 yards, 6 reception on 7 targets, 15.5 yards per reception. It's a handoff here to Warren Merritt. The veteran picks up 2 yards.
Going back to Benny the Butcher, when you guys get a chance, Google that name. When I saw he came into the SFL with that name, I knew he was a cool guy. And then I found out he's from Chicago. That just sealed it for me.
That sealed it. That sealed it right there. I'm pretty sure that sealed it. Actually, Houston was going to draft Benny the Butcher. Was it the season 16 draft? Oh, nice deflection. That pass is incomplete. Nice play there by Gooden.
It sure was. And the more that DC continues to deploy this defense, the more they continue to seal me on their strategy, because at first it came out looking very bleak, but as this game continues to play along, this defense is playing a lot better.
As I was stating that Houston was going to draft Benny the Butcher in that draft, but DC took him a pick right before Houston was selecting. As an out route to the top of the field, it looks like 58 spot again, and this time it's to Irvin. Irvin numbers on the day, and also the game summary in your bottom left hand corner of the picture or your screen, should I say?
And T-Pat is all in Ivory Irvin's ear right now.
Yeah, he sure is. I hate to be on the receiving end of that conversation. And here's Sam Shepard, one of the few punters here in the SFL.
Gonna try and pin him deep.
Both teams are averaging over 5.5 yards per play. And this is nice ball positioning there by Shepard. Coffin corner down to DC's 3-yard line.
Sam Shepard keeps punting like that, and he'll be a sure shoe-in for the All-Star game.
Reside, chime in with us and give us an update on that drive and let us know what you liked from the DC Dragons defense.
Yeah, I like that drive on the DC Dragons defense, and especially from on that Benny Butcher sack, because last time against Arizona he had no sacks, and now he has 1 sack in this game.
And that's a pass there from Sebastian Energy to Chris Brenton right across the middle of the field to pick up the first down to get him out of that. Should I say that spot of being pinned against the goal line, getting out of that situation there, crossing the 10-yard line, get some space for the quarterback to drop back and not be pressured for a sack or for a safety, should we say. Here is Britton right up in the middle of the field, and Britton's going to pick up 7 yards on that carry.
I don't know if you saw that, Damon, but DC did a great job of ushering the defensive tackles, Nate Brown and Sir Ryan Yates, right out of the way.
I missed that one. I missed that one. I wish I would have saw it.
He was knocked about 3 yards off the ball.
Ray in the chat says she want to be an all-star. I think you're already an all-star. Here's a 2-step drop here by Synergy. Dumps it off to the tight end. Picks up that first down.
Great route.
Like a tight end screen.
Played out there to the outside. There was no one out there. Easy decision for Zabaz to make.
Matthews Hughes on the reception. DC moving the ball and at their own 30-yard line now. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 10 here for the Dragons. They're going to split back. Wayne Jokers, not the same play, but to the same player there. Hughes comes away with that reception.
I'm not sure if that was 90 tight end swing strong, but the route was the same. And DC, trying to stay ahead of the chains, picked up 2 yards there, 2nd and 8. In the second quarter, Damon, that Jacksonville game is still 7-0.
Oh, looks like there's an update coming in from the SFL headquarters. Here's Brent getting a heavy load of work today. More than Kevin Say is, and he's almost to the first down line at the 38, 2 yards shy. He picks up 8 yards. Well,
Lord
6.
Showed and ran over Alvin Mack, one of my favorite linebackers in the SFL.
I love Alvin Mack as well.
He goes sideline to sideline as quick as any linebacker in this league.
I love the name because it's the same name as Alvin Mack from the program, one of my favorite all-time movies.
I wonder if that's where he got it from.
That's what I thought, too, when I first saw it. Here's Britton. And Britton loses this war. Elijah Warfield. My goodness, young fella.
Yeah, it's funny that he's able to run over Alvin Mack, but the cornerback gets him problems.
The rookie cornerback, that is. And DC is going to be forced to punt this ball away.
Ray is in the chat, Damon, giving me a hard time. She wants more pictures. I just want one.
League website. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6 and from SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions, plus features from our content team, including Swamp Talk, Power Rankings, What We Learned, the Read Option, and Talent Factory's feature series. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. SimulationFL.net, your home for everything SFL. Justin, I'll get to you right after this play here on your summary update for us here. Here's Warren Murray. Oh, he breaks the tackle. He was almost hitting the backfield for a tackle for loss, Eddie, but no, the strong legs of Murray pulled forward and picked up 2 yards.
Calf muscles.
Reside, give me a recap while Eddie talk about calf muscles.
Yeah, that was a real good stopping, preventing Baltimore there. And I'm seeing an interesting fact here that Baltimore's largest margin of defeat home and away was against the Tallahassee Pride back in season 12. So that's really interesting on the road.
Let's go back to Greg Lord's touchdown. That was his first reception of the day, and it went for a touchdown. Also, DC needs to be careful with the F-wing jokers. It will lead to too many sacks, is what I'm getting from the stats team. Thank you so much for Gooding and Varner and the truck with the stats they're providing for us. There's Warren Murray pick up that first down.
And Shane Varner is in the chat giving us a hard time. But going back to Alvin McDermott, he did confirm that that's exactly who he named as his player. He said it's his favorite football movie.
Really? Well, he and I got to get together so we can talk about the program, man. But that is my movie. Okay. There's Warren Mary's game summary. Down there to the bottom, this is the Gaines, and Gaines is going to be tackled right at the 41 after picking up 1 yard.
Demond, both these teams started out well offensively, putting points on the board, but since then, both defenses have clambered down, and this may come down to late in the fourth quarter upon how it's decided.
Warren Murray, 10 attempts for 16 yards. Eddie Gage last week, he had 17 for like 156 yards total.
Like 250.
Wow, outstanding defense by the Dragons there to stop Warren Murray. There's Lloyd Graham, picks up that first down there at Washington's 45-yard line now. They're moving the ball across the midfield.
Across the midfield, and they're getting Lloyd Graham a bit more involved as this game progresses, trying to find someone who can pick up the slack.
Lloyd Graham now has three targets on 3 completions there for 28 yards total. 9.3 yards per attempt, and 1 touchdown, as we just mentioned not too long ago. There's a high jumbo package here. 4-3 is the defense. Warren Murray right up the middle of the field and nowhere to go. He only picks up 1 yard.
DC continuing to pinch down inside and not allowing the running back to hit the hole. And Warren Murray, he might have looked for success outside the tackles.
And I was just going to get into that. You're reading my mind, Eddie, that Murray is the type of back you really have to get him going towards the outside on some stretches and stuff like that. Going right up the middle versus this DC defense is not working, but they're hitting the outside with these passing plays. Only going to pick up a few there, and that is to Daly Holder on that reception.
Oh, and Ivan Irvin was actually injured on that play, Demond. We'll see how that affects his offense.
So Ivory Irvin goes down. That's going to move Mac Chima to the number 1 spot, and Daly Holder is going to move to number 2, and they're going to have a backup, a non-contract player at the number 3 spot.
3-3.
There's Mac Chima in the slot, and that is 2 intercepted on the play by the DC Dragons down to the 32-yard line. And on that reception, the interception is Darrell Bullock, the rookie.
You just wonder how much missing Ivory Irvin had to do with this interception. As no one could get open. It came out in cover 12 look, umbrella defense. No one could get open, and Jack Wickmore made one of the few mistakes he makes in his career and hit the panic button and chose the wrong option.
Eddie Gage, that is the first turnover of this game. Both quarterbacks has kept their nose clean, and the most accurate quarterback in the SFL this season comes away with the first turnover of the game. Sebastian Synergy underneath the center in a single I formation F-wing jokers. There's a 5-step drop, brings pressure. Kevin saves, been putting in work in this formation all game long, picks up 8 yards on that reception.
All game long, they feature him in the passing game. It's unfortunate they don't get a back like this involved more in the running game, and perhaps they can find a way to put up 7 points rather than selling for 3.
Reside from the sideline report. What's your take on that interception there by Wigmore?
Yeah, that interception from Wigmore dropped his QBR to 96.5 there. And that was just a mistake that you have when you don't have your main wide receiver there on that play.
You're absolutely right. We totally agree with you. As Eddie did state that with Irvin out, it basically calls for DC to just basically just do what they needed to do to get that turnover. And there's a look at Kevin Say there, break that tackle. Eddie Gage, if he stays outside, where is he going?
He might be dancing in the end zone, followed by you yelling out, "What, DeMond?" He crossed what again?
I got a surprise for you when DC gets in the end zone.
Okay.
Here's a bad synergy, steps up in the pocket. Oh, he gets away from everybody. Picks up 9 yards on that reception there to Brenton.
And if this was that other not so fun league, DeMond, Baltimore be getting assessed a penalty right now because they just gave Shabazz a shot below the knees, which would be a penalty in that other league.
Yeah, that sure would. 4-3 is the defense. Strong ISO for Say. Say breaks the tackle, picks up the first down. Tackled and brought down by Alvin Mack.
Ben Stacking Paper had him tackled for a 1-yard loss, but Kevin Say, showing off those calf muscles once again, continues to push forward and pick up a first down.
It was said that Alvin Mack gave his mother a door knocker when he was in college and told her, once I turn pro, I'm going to buy you a house to go with it. I wonder if she got the house yet.
He's been in the league for a while, so I would assume so.
Alvin, let me know in the chats. Here's Synergy out to Prococo. No, it's not Prococo. That is to Hughes, the second tight end. And they're taking advantage of that tight end screen.
They are. They've ran it a few times today. And you just wonder how often Baltimore's going to continue to just sit back and wait for a mistake.
That's Alvin in the chat says she got the house. Here is Say up the middle of the field. And Say is getting heavy workload on this drive, Eddie Gage. And I'm starting to like what I'm seeing from the DC's offense.
I am too. And I couldn't get a number on who that was that Chris Britton just laid out. But Chris Britton just laid out one of those linebackers for Baltimore.
Let's look at the current summary of this drive down below. Man, you got to love the graphics by the SFL, Cameron Irvine, our commissioner, and also producer of each and every game. Here's Hughes. Hughes got a pass thrown his way, but behind him, he had to turn around. Irvin may return, Gage.
Yeah, got a leg cramp. They're going to go over there and get I forget what you call that device, DeMond. It's been a long time since I played, but they just rub it across your calves until they can kind of rub that cramp out.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like a roller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they got this little gun that'll knock that out. I got one myself. My wife bought it for me for Christmas. I had some back spasms, put that gun right on it, shook it right out. Here's Kevin Say in the flat. Say picks up the first down before being hit hard at the 17-yard line, and that is Troy LaShaw on the tackle.
Troy LaShaw on the tackle, but man, my goodness, you just wonder how much gas Kevin Say has left in the tank because he's doing it all for this offense this afternoon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I want to say this is probably the most I've seen him in the passing game, at least for me calling broadcasting here. Hey, everybody, that's the end of the third quarter. We're heading into the fourth. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on Twitch. Put your fours in the chat. Jeff Banfield said Kevin has all the gas. Bayou City Chef say, can DC close the deal? At Baltimore 17. Hand off here to Brenton, and Brenton is tackled after picking up 3 yards down to the 15. I think if Brenton stays to the outside, he probably gets down to either the 10-yard line.
Well, they had a host of the Baltimore defenders around him, so I'm not sure if he'd got that far, but yeah, he definitely should have stayed outside.
As a look at Nate Brown. 3 wide receivers set here. They go split back spread here. Hand off here to Brenton. Brenton picks up the first down. Down to Baltimore's 5-yard line. I was going to say it's a 6.
And DeMond, if you'd have told me coming into this game to start the fourth quarter that Kevin Say only had 3 rushing attempts in this entire ball game, I would have called you a liar. But here we are at the start of the fourth, and Kevin Say has less carries than his counterpart.
But hey, sometimes you gotta take what works, and as I stated earlier, that DC probably knew that Baltimore was going to probably try to stack their defense to stop Kevin Say, and they just thought of other ways of getting Kevin Say involved. And there's an out route, or should I say, swing to Hughes, and no, right at the line of scrimmage, I thought Hughes got in for the touchdown.
Yeah, I thought he was going to muscle his way in, but got double teamed there on the tackle and brought him down just short of the sticks.
If you're DC, do you go Kevin Say here, or you give it to Chris Brenton, the man who has been the workhorse on the ground?
I don't know. That's a bad spot. I thought he was closer than that.
I thought he was too. Hell, I thought he got in. They're gonna go swing past Kevin Say. Touchdown! He just crossed 1600 Pennsylvania Boulevard.
He gonna go say hi to the president while he's over there, Damon.
Absolutely, and kiss the first lady on the cheek.
I'm not sure about that. He might get tackled by security, but
yeah. Secret Service may be all over him for that one.
Right. He's gonna say, "Hey, bro, that's my wife. Keep your hands to yourself."
Absolutely. DC Dragons takes the lead here, top of the fourth quarter. Here is Party for the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it is good.
Now, you know what, Damon? Mike St. Green has been watching this game, and he was watching Baltimore's game last week, too, and he was calling for an upset alert. I have not seen him type that yet today, but DC here with the lead. A lot of football left, 9.5 minutes. I'm going to see if Mike St. Green has anything to say about that right now.
That's a great catch, Gage. Absolutely. Justin Reside, please give us a summary recap of that drive by DC.
Yeah, it's a 1-yard touchdown pass for 12 plays, 67 yards on that 1-yard touchdown pass to Kevin Say. And Kevin Say right now has more reception yards than his currently running yards right now currently.
Wow, that is an outstanding stat line right there. Giovanni Boat. Did you see the stiff arm, Eddie?
I did. And like you said, he's a skinny guy, free safety, not real big, but he continues to shake off tackles for extra yardage.
Looks like I thought I saw Irvin down there to the bottom of the screen. Wigmore comes out in the trips to the top. Here's a 5-step drive, gets a little pressure, picks up the first down, and that is going to be completed to Mac Chima. Chima's slow getting up.
Yeah, he can't afford to keep slow getting up as his other counterpart is already down and looking to come back into this game.
Nice first down pick up there by the Baltimore Vultures. 1st and 10 at Baltimore's 36. 9 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock here in this ball game. We're in D.C., but the D.C. Dragons are up 17-10. Wigmore, shotgun. Gun straight formation, 90 all slants is the call. Must be the only play in this playbook or formation set, should we say, and that's going to be a reception for a first down to Lloyd Graham Jr.
Wow, that was a tight window to get that ball through, and somehow Jack Whitmore found it.
Absolutely, you're right. That was a tight window, Gage, and Wigmore has been throwing some sidearm throws that has basically been outstanding, and his receivers are catching them all. Here is a 2-step drive, out route. Great play there by the defensive player to come away with that tackle. Is Peanut Say on Mac Chima, not allowing him to be able to turn it upfield.
Yeah, I mean, he started this game off kind of shaky, allowing Mac Chima to have his way, but since then, Peanut Say has put the clamps down.
Hey, offensive coordinator Tom Paternity in the chat saying it's not the only play in the formation. The AI is just calling it. But it's working. It's working. Here is Wigmore. Out route to the bottom of the field. Caught. First down. Daily Holder.
Daily Holder on the reception. It looked kind of weird to see him over there playing that X position, doesn't it?
It does. He's normally the slot guy, and he takes advantage of being in the slot for this Baltimore offense. And Baltimore is one of the teams, along with Vancouver, who knows how to get their slot guy well, or should I say their number 3 wide receiver well involved in the passing game. There's a 2-step drop here by Wigmore. That pass is caught, and it's going to be a 6-yard completion, and this is going to be to the second tight end, John Michael Sutton.
That was a nice play design, too, by Baltimore. I have to write that one down.
Man, that face mask by Sutter reminds me of Lorenzo White, Thurman Thomas, Christian Okoye. Who else had that face mask, man? Here's a handoff here to Murray. Murray bounces outside, picks up the first down. Now they're at Washington's 27.
And DC actually did a great job of reading the offense right there of what Murray wanted to do. But Murray, being patient, didn't try to jam it up in there. Instead, he slowed down, figured out the route, bounced it outside, and picked up the first down.
There's a look at Lloyd Graham Jr. there. Murray, single back formation. Wigmore dumps it off to Murray in the flats. Murray runs this. Spin move shook two dudes out there. Sucks. Hey, your shoes untied. Clip that. You're right. Clip that.
Somebody clip that. My goodness, he made 3 men miss.
Here's a 1st and 10. Here for Baltimore at DC's 16-yard line. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Handoff here to T-Roy. Gaines right up the middle. Picks up the first down to the 4-yard line. It's T-Roy.
Wow. Not only did the center, but both guards and the fullback got great blocks. And it's not often you see the fullback get upfield and untouched for about 8-9 yards before he was even hit.
Kanye Rockefeller was in on the first contact. That's in the 3rd level of the defense, Gage.
Yeah. That's something rare you're going to hardly ever see in this league at this level.
What a run by T-Roy. All tied up in the other game. There's Warren Murray picks up the touchdown there on that 4-yard carry into the end zone. He just crossed Hollywood Boulevard, Eddie Gage.
Yes, he did. I mean, Baltimore, they got tired. You know, they were sitting at 10 points for quite some time, just like DC was, but they decided to get their running game going. And when they did so, it just opens up the whole playbook because it forces those defenders to bring an extra guy down in the box. And we now have ourselves a tie ball game, extra point pending.
Not only is the ball game tied here, but Jacksonville and Louisiana is all tied up at the half.
Jacksonville was up 14-0, and now find themselves tied up here at half.
That just show you how crazy things can get here in the SFL. Let's look at the drive summary down below for Baltimore. But we're going to go to our drive summary report from Justin Reside. Justin, tell me what you liked on this drive here by Baltimore.
Yeah, it was a really good mix of run and pass, but it was a 9-play, 77-yard drive for the 4-yard touchdown by Warren Murray. And Warren Murray had 3 touchdowns last week against Vegas, and this is his first today.
And not only is that his first touchdown of the day, Murray still only has 14 attempts for 27 yards, 1.9 yards a carry. That's great defense from the defense of DC Dragons. Thanks for the drive summary report.
This game is going to come down, like we said earlier, Damon, to late here in the 4th quarter. 2 heavyweights going at it.
Absolutely, Eddie. And I really do agree with you that it's probably going to come down to whoever has the ball last in this game. And I hate to say that because it almost sounds like a jinx. There's a 2-step drop here by Synergy. Synergy dumps it off in the flats. Picks up 6 yards there on the reception.
Damon, we don't need you jinxing anyone. Did you recover yet from Sir Ron Yates' wife coming after you last week? When you caught him jumping off sides, and sure enough he did, and she came up to the booth looking for you.
Yeah, my wife came out and said, "It'll be all right, honey. I got you. I'll fight your battles for you."
Okay.
There's a 3-3 here by Baltimore, and they go man coverage here. There's a dump off to Say. Say breaks the tackle. They're not going to give him the first down. 3rd and inches, Gage.
Yeah, he was short. Big 3rd down here. You do not want to give the ball back to this potent Baltimore offense. His time is dwindling down.
No, you don't, because I think they have the momentum right now after that drive there. And as Reside informed me, that was a 97-yard drive. And it took a long time and wear and tear on that defense. You put that defense out there now, they're going to be exhausted. There's Kevin Say. Open field, cross the midfield. breaks the tackle. Oh my goodness, he's down to the 34-yard line now. What a play there by Kevin Say, his best run of the night.
Best run of the night easily, and as we said earlier, he didn't have many opportunities. He takes advantage of this one, and Ben Stacking Paper runs all the way from the other side of the field to make that tackle.
And my goodness, look at 72, the big boy, put a shoulder on LaShaw. And also, Chris Britton got in on the action, had a big block as well on that play.
I don't want to speak too soon, Damon, but should DC hang on and win this contest, it's going to do wonders for their strength of victory.
Oh, man, it is. You knock off the #1 team in the SFL, your strength of victory is going to skyrocket here. Here's a block by Brent, and Sade not going to go anywhere. Picks up 1 yard.
Yeah, they brought the safety down to help make that tackle. Put a lot of attention over there on Kevin Say.
And on the tackle is Al Walker. Plays defensive end, 6'3", 286. Way he got up, the way he's built it. I thought he was a D tackle. Here's Synergy. Got Prococo right across the middle of the field. Picks up 8 yards, 3rd and inches.
Another big third down here. Second of this drive. It's been 3rd and 1 or less. They were able to convert last time. Can they convert this time and keep that clock ticking?
Let's look at Alvin Mack there from ESU University.
Teflon Ron told me it's way too early to start talking about predictions. I'm sorry, sir.
There's a look at the game summary. Total yards are almost neck and neck. They're going to go with the screen. Say is wide open, and he's just going to pick up the first down. His lineman missed the block, and I think if he get that block, he's probably still running.
But they pick up the first down nonetheless and allowing this clock to continue to tick here just under 3 minutes.
DC 1st and 10 at Baltimore's 22-yard line. Here in the 4th quarter, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. 4-3 is the defense. Look out for the slot guy, Eddie. And the pair slot. Out route, he was wide open. They're going to dump it off here to Say. Say's going to get hit at the 17 and out of bounds.
90Z quick out, play a slot right. Atlanta and Jacksonville both love that play.
APM Music is unraveled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Here's a handoff here to Britton. Britton is hit forward out to the 14. 3rd and 2 here now for the DC Dragons. DC is basically keeping his ball on the ground.
Yes, they are. I mean, they've been ran they ignored Kevin Say in the running game, but now this for the 3rd time on this drive, it's going to be 3rd and short.
3rd and 2, Eddie. 2:05 on the ticker. Will they hike it before the 2-minute warning? No. 2-minute warning it is. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on SFL Twitch Network. Coverage of the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports continues Saturday, April 9th. The DC Dragons have eyes on their first trip to the playoffs in 7 years and welcome the Furies of Las Vegas to the nation's capital. Get to that ad read here in just a moment after this play. 2-step drop. There's a man open. That is the second tight end. He picks up the first down into the 4-5-yard line. That it is. Hughes.
We talked about calf muscles before, tomorrow. At least I did. That time it's the hamstrings. As they catch that pass, lowers his shoulders and pushes forward to get all the yards they can get.
Continuing the ad read, the West Division is on the line when Denver meets Sioux Falls in a rematch from the overtime thriller earlier this year. The race for the playoffs heating up. Visit NLSE.com to find Next Level Sports in your area. They're going to go F-Wing Jokers. 58 screen wing. Kevin Say wide open. He crosses Pennsylvania Boulevard for the 2nd time today. The White House is becoming his home.
I'm not sure if he's going to be allowed to move in, but if he continues to do this, the fans going to be clamoring for it. Kevin Say with his 2nd touchdown of the day. Didn't get involved too much early on in terms of the run game. They got the run game involved here late in the 2nd half, and DC looking to pull off the upset.
Absolutely. You saw he took a nap right there on the lawn of the White House. Oh, my. What a drive by the DC Dragons. They did not shake at all. They answered right back to the Vultures. But guess what? There's still a minute and 50 seconds left on the clock, Eddie Gage. There's the extra point attempt. It's up and it's good.
And Baltimore still has 2 timeouts remaining as well.
Absolutely correct there. Let's get a drive summary recap from Justin Reside. Justin, come in, buddy.
Yeah, 7-yard touchdown pass to Kevin Say on a 10-play, 81-yard drive. And this would be the first time that DC, if the 1 minute 50 seconds expires, this would be the first time that DC beats Baltimore.
0-2 in their history.
Absolutely.
By a combined 9 points, though.
Here is Giovanni. Boat almost breaks free down to the 24. Well, not almost breaks free, but I thought he was going to bounce it outside and take it off.
A minute and 46 seconds left in this contest. As we said a moment ago, Baltimore has 2 timeouts remaining. We've seen this story before, Damon. We've seen how it played out time and time again. Baltimore can strike. And this is plenty of time on the clock for them.
They got trips towards the top. Is Irvine back in the game? That is the question. Here is Wigmore, cross the middle of the field, got him in. That looks like Mac Chima. They're going to go no hurry here. And it is Chima on the reception. Taking their time. The clock is still running. 2-step drop, same play. Chima again. And on the tackle is Peanut Say. And Ivory Irvin is in the game. He's at the top of the trip to the right of Wigmore. Oh, that pass is deflected and out of bounds. Nice play there by the DC defense there, and that's DeSantis.
Yeah, looking for the tight end Lloyd Graham there, trying to stop the clock with that first down reception would be, but unable to get a hand on it as this off-man defense comes up big yet again.
Look at the hips and the feet of DeSantis.
Yes.
I mean, that's the 3-cone drill right there.
3-cone drill. You took the words right out of my mouth. It's that 3-cone drill. That 3-cone drill tells you a lot about an athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a 3-3 nickel. Here for DC, 3 wide receivers. I'll also watch out for Lloyd Graham on the line. There's an out route to the bottom of the field. That is to Daly Holder. Holder picks up the first down right at midfield. 1 minute and 13 seconds left on the clock. That does stop the clock as well.
Stops the clock. New set of downs. Baltimore still has both their timeouts remaining. Have not had to burn any just yet, and they're already at midfield. And there's still 1 minute and 13 seconds left in this contest.
Look at Daly Holder on the sidelines. Single back formation. Bunch. 7-step drop here by Wigmore. Wigmore got some in across the middle of the field. That pass is complete to Daly Holder.
Nice route.
You want to take that back. That's Mac Chima. Lloyd Graham to the top of the field. Big tight end on a cornerback out route. No, they're going to dump it off to Warren Murray wide open. And Murray picks up the first down at DC's 36-yard line.
Not get out of bounds. Clock still continues to run.
48, 47. Murray walking slow. They told you in Pop Warner, run to the huddle, son. Here is Wiggins. Wigmore is tackled for a sack. A 7-yard loss.
And these home fans are starting to feel it.
And that's John Gary on the sack. There's another 5-step drop here by Wigmore. Wigmore got a reception. 3rd and 6 right across the middle of the field. Tackled, looks like by Kanye Rockefeller.
And Baltimore is going to burn that second timeout. They have 1 left, and it's 3rd and 6 on the 32-yard line.
Here's a question. Do you play the sidelines here, or do you go to the end zone?
If I'm DC, I'm defending the sidelines.
Here's gun straight. Shotgun is Wigmore. 90-yard slants. There's a guy. Oh, that pass is deflected, almost intercepted by Riley Hughes.
Wow, dropped it. I mean, should he hold on to that football? It's going to be thanks for coming, good night, and drive home safely, Damon. But he dropped it, and now it's going to be 4th down.
If he catches that, the White House is inviting the DC Dragons in for a party tonight, and they haven't even won the championship. Oh, Eddie Gage, here it is. Quads left. Fourth and 6. Right across the middle of the field. They got a first down. And he almost breaks the tackle. Daily Holder down to the DC Dragons 17-yard line. 15 seconds. Why not call a timeout here?
Burned it.
11, 10. They go to Murray in the flats. Murray, spin move, hit right in the mouth at the 9.
They're going to have to burn that timeout as Murray should have got out of bounds.
5 seconds left in this game for a tie to take it into overtime by the Vultures.
They have time for one play, perhaps two, depending on how fast this play develops.
I'm glad I have no partake in this game because my heart would be bouncing.
Oh, and they're
jumping.
Line up in the formation. I don't like this.
Oh, yeah. Here's a handoff into Murray right up the middle of the field. No, he does not get in.
Oh.
That's the ball game. The DC Dragons beat the Baltimore Vultures for the first time in franchise history. 24-17.
For the first time this season, Baltimore tastes defeat, and some of it is self-inflicted. I do not like that last play call. Granted, Ivory Irvin, your main man, is hurt, dealing with a cramp injury, but come on, you got to come out with something better than that in that situation. But I don't take any credit away from DC. They fought hard all game long, got away from their game plan a bit, expected Baltimore to be keying in on that running game. They got away from Kevin Say, stuck to the script, had a game plan, and stuck with it all game long. And DC, ladies and gentlemen, is the first team this season to knock off the champs.
Secretary of the House is calling the owner of the DC Dragons and letting them know that, hey, we got a party set up for you here tonight at the White House. Make sure you're here on time.
And Destro's in the chat thanking the Lord Most High.
Can we get a drive summary from Justin Reside? Reside, let us know your recap of that final drive and the recap of the entire game, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I thought this game that last drive at Baltimore was perfectly done, but that last play was very bizarre, and a running play trying to get the end zone to tie it, and this whole game was DC's that won, and Baltimore just kind of imploded itself pretty much to get this first loss of the season.
Here's a stat line for you. For the third time this season, Baltimore has been held under 30 points. When this team scores over 30 points, I mean, they're very dangerous. The last two times they did not score over 30 was last week versus Vegas and then versus Houston. But you got to give it up for the Dragons. They didn't allow them to get over 20 points.
They did not. They stuck to the script and came out with this slow, methodical passing game and kept the chains moving and keeping Baltimore's high-powered offense off the field.
And Kevin Say is the player of the game, everyone. And that's going to do it here in D.C. as the Dragons come up victorious over the Baltimore Vultures 24-17. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Damon Simeon. Alongside me is my main man, Eddie Gage, with Justin Reside, who came in phenomenal with the stat summaries. Thank you guys so much. Eddie, send everybody out.
Arizona, I love y'all. Yo, I am so disappointed the way this season has gone. Put all the blame on me. I'll take it all. That's my job. It's my job to get us out of this mess. We went from a Final Four contenders last season to knocked out early in the playoffs this season. Struggling this season with only 3 wins under our belt. I put all the blame on me. I apologize to all my front office, my free agents, everyone who stuck with me, but continue to stick with me, please, and I will continue to fight, y'all. It's over for us this season in terms of the playoffs, but yo, next season isn't far away. I look forward to it. I'm going to keep grinding, keep pushing, and get us to the promised land. I promise you that. But yo, I want to thank everybody for coming. I don't want to take any time away from DC. They did a great job today out here defeating the undefeated champs. Hey, everybody, thanks for coming. Good night. Drive home safely. We out.
Justin, say goodbye to the people.
Night, Foundation.